Holy cow. Hello, guys. I'm sorry it took me a little while to log on. I'm using my new computer. I've been so excited to get this computer, and I was just about to go on, and then I had to download Google Chrome and do all these crazy things. So I just did that, and here I am. So how's everyone doing? Hi. Oh, I just got your text. Thank you, Joan. Hi, Utter Nutter. How you doing? Hi, Tony. How you doing? Let's see. I'm gonna share a little audio video clip of NK with you guys. It's just a short one. Let's see while I get myself together. Let's see here. Oh, how's everyone doing tonight? Here in upstate New York, it was a very, very snowy day. Surprise, surprise. Let's see. All right, let me just Windows, StreamYard. Maybe, let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay, so, here we are. Ta-da.
The weekend of the 21st. And this is how you'll know if my dates are lined up. I would base it off of this date and work your way backwards. But this weekend I went to Vandermeer Speedway with him. And I went and saw, I think it was called the Mopar Mile High Nationals. Mm-hmm. It might have been called Thunder on the Mountain. I don't know. It was the drag races though. And it was Saturday the 21st.
Okay.
And we were there like the majority of the day. I think we got there like early afternoon, and we were there till it ended pretty much.
Was that late in the evening?
Yeah, those things go pretty late. Like it gets dark.
Okay.
Yeah, and we hung out there probably for a while. I think we were there for a little while. We ate there. So that's where we got.
So you ate lunch there?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Tacos.
Okay.
This is a really good store, by the way. Yeah, so we did that, and then we went to Vandermeer, and then I don't know what we did after Vandermeer. I think we just went to my house. I'm almost positive. Like, I don't think we did anything after that, because it was pretty late.
Okay.
And then on the weekend of July 28th through the 29th, we went to the sand dunes. We went to the Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Down in Alamosa?
Yes.
July 28th, 29th. Did you guys stay anywhere?
What did you say?
Where did you stay?
Oh, we camped.
Okay.
We camped. I don't remember the name of the campsite, but if you just let me go through probably like my old phone Navel or like go through just the internet and try to look up campsites, I can probably come up with the name for you.
Let me ask you this. There was some attachments that when I was looking at some of your phone stuff today, although very limited, there's a man with a backpack. He's got a beard. He does not look like Chris to me in your photos. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, is he like a little heavier set?
Yeah, I'd say he's a little bit bigger.
Yes, that is my friend Jim. That is the one that I was with on Monday and Tuesday of last week.
Okay, so there is some photographs. You mentioned the museum, the car museum. I think I remember seeing a couple photos of cars, and it didn't strike me as anything then. So there may be a little bit more on your phone than what I think. But there is definitely no photos of Chris, and I don't remember seeing any pictures of the sand dunes. So did you camp inside the national park there?
No, it was outside. I think we camped at Zapata Falls. I think that's the name of the campsite.
Yep, Zapata Falls.
Zapata Falls.
Mm-hmm. It's before you come to you turn off 160 and you're going towards the sand dunes, and then you turn off and kind of go up a 4-wheel drive road to Zapata Falls.
Yeah, that was like really gnarly one with all the switchbacks and rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
There. And so we camped there.
Was it like an established campground, or was it just dry camping?
No, it was an established campground. There's a campground up there. Like, you hang that left to go to the Zapata Falls Trail, and then you go right, and there's like a big campground road.
Okay. So that's where you guys were there.
Yep.
All right. Keep going.
And then we went to the sand dunes, not on the first day. So we got there fairly late on. How did we get? No, that's right. So I need to think about this. I really need to think about this. So Saturday, we got there, we set up camp, and then after we set up camp, we went to the national park.
So you went and hiked the sand dunes?
Yeah, we tried. I remember it was super windy. Oh my God, the sand hurt so bad. It started raining. And we stayed even though the weather was bad, because there was like nobody up there. And so we did that for most of the afternoon. And then we came back to the campsite, and I showed him how to light a fire, because he'd never done it before.
He'd never lit a fire?
No, he's never been camping before. He told me he'd never been camping before. And I was like, well, if you want to go, I'm trying to go to the sand dunes. So that's why we went, because he said he'd never done it.
Okay.
So
did you guys visit any, there's not really very much stuff around there. There's no restaurants or anything in that area?
No.
So
we did stop at I think it's called like the Oasis or something. It's like it's like on the way to the dunes. It's not in the park, but it's like on that road that you take to get to the dunes. And it's almost like a little gas station. And we stopped there and we rented a sandboard to go sandboarding on. And I think we got lines for the cooler, and we got firewood.
So it's like a gas station?
I like to re-up on ice every
Who
time I
paid
go
for it?
shooting. He did.
Okay, did you think he used the debit or the gift card again?
Probably, because that was the plan in the first place. He was just like, well, hey, I've got these gift cards. If you want to use them, you don't even have to spend any money, and we can just use these. And I was like, well, that's great. So I remember for the trip, I filled up my gas tank and I paid for gas, and I bought a little bit of groceries for the cooler. And then he took care of like the campsite and the board and the firewood and all of that.
Okay.
Like, I didn't actually go into that Oasis place, I don't think. I'm almost positive I didn't go in there. He did. I got in line for the board. I remember that. But their like little board rental shop is like outside of the building.
As the interview winds down, the last thing that she has to talk.
All right, so we see. Oops. Oh. So my question for you guys is, well, let me say hello first. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so let me say hi to you guys first. So hi, Sandra, how you doing? And Joan, thank you for being here, and Utter Nutter as well. And thank you for texting me, trying to get a hold of me, Joan. It's always something. I think I saw Anna Flex. It's always awesome to have you here, Anna. If you don't mind me calling you Anna. Let's see. Who else is here? Let's see. Anaphlexis, Joan, Utter Nutter, Tony. I said hello to. And let's see. Going up. Okay, I'm not going to go too much further. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Good. So I know it's a little bit late on a Saturday night. Thank you for joining me. Usually what I'm doing on a Saturday night is sitting at home, hanging out with my son, or working on videos, or working on something for my day job, or, just putzing around my house doing some kind of a home improvement project. So how many of you guys think that Jim was at the sand dunes? So I was watching some videos over the past few days, and this is an issue, so we called an issue, that came up time and time and time again. And I think that I might have a different opinion of whether or not Jim was at the sand dunes than most people have. So I want to know what you think. So if you think Jim was at the sand dunes, why don't you pop a 1 into the chat? And if you think he was not in the sand dunes, why don't you pop a 2 into that chat? And hi, Tracy Wheeler, how you doing? Hi, Autumn. Autumn says, definitely there in my opinion. And he may have been, I don't know. What do you think? 1, Jim was at the sand dunes doing the sand dunes thing with NK and Chris. 2, no, I don't really think he was there. It was a romantic weekend. Anaphylaxis thinks he was. Tracy Wheeler thinks he was. Joan says it's so windy in PA. It is here in upstate New York too. Tony, you don't think so? Oh, interesting. So let's see. Utter nutter. Oh, since it's been into. Oh, you have no idea. No idea. So did you guys hear in that little video clip that I just played you? This was an audio, well, it was an audio clip from one of the interviews with Nicole Kessinger that, Kevin Kovac did. And, I think that people, I don't know if we're hearing something that's not really there, or if I'm not listening to things right. It's sort of weird. Kevin Kovac, in the middle of talking about Nicole Kessinger's last 2 weekends of July, so that's the weekend of July 21st and the weekend of July 28th, Kovac, kind of pops this question in there like, oh, I saw this guy. It didn't look like Chris. He was a little heavier set. And she says, oh, yeah, that was my friend Jim. That was my friend Jim who was, at my house last Monday and Tuesday. I got this crazy light thing going on here. I might have to change that. Let me see if I can reach it. I don't know if I can reach it. We're going to go with the crazy light thing. Or maybe we're not. Let's see. My son and his friend are, red. Sort of like red. Go with red. Green. Green's kind of fun. Blue. Ooh, that's what we like. My son has a friend staying over, so they kicked me out of my normal spot. So I had to get a little different setup here. So let's just listen to that one little spot there to see what exactly is said. Oh, no, I'm not going to go over there.
Through the 29th for the name of the campsite, but if you just let me go through probably my old phone nav or go through just the internet and try to look up campsites, I can probably come up with the name for you.
Let me ask you this. There was some attachments that when I was looking at some of your phone stuff today, although very limited, there's a man with a backpack. He's got a beard. He does not look like Chris to me in your photos. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, is he a little heavier set?
Yeah, I'd say he's a little bit bigger.
Yes, that is my friend Jim. That is the one that I was with on Monday and Tuesday of last week.
Okay, so there is some photographs. You mentioned the museum, the car museum. I think I remember seeing a couple photos of cars, and it didn't strike me as anything then. So there may be a little bit more on your phone than what I think. But there is definitely no photos of Chris. And I don't remember seeing any pictures of the sand dunes. So did you camp inside the national park there?
No, it was outside. I think we camped at Zapata Falls. I think that's the name of the campsite.
Yep, Zapata Falls.
Zapata Falls.
Mm-hmm. It's before you come to you turn off 160 and you're going towards the sand dunes, and then you turn off and kind of go up a 4-wheel drive road to Zapata Falls. Yep.
Okay, so you hear there, she says, yeah, that is my friend Jim. But then, he goes on to say that he doesn't think that he saw any pictures of the sand dunes. So, my logic always has been, because I've listened to that really carefully time and time again, if Kobach is saying, I didn't see any pictures of the sand dunes, but then he's asking, he did obviously see some pictures in her camera roll that were not Chris Watts. He says here he didn't see any pictures of Chris Watts. If he didn't see any pictures from the sand dunes, then how could he have been saying that he was placing Jim being at the sand dunes with them that weekend? That doesn't make any sense to me. So my opinion is, although he may have possibly been there, based on that audio that we have from that interview between Kobach and Nicole Kessinger, I don't think that is what would make that connection there. So what do you guys think? Joan, would you like to come up so you can chat with me here, girl? What is captions? Oh, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Jim was not at the sand dunes. Right. That's what I've always leaned towards as well, Nancy. Nancy and I think have talked about this before, but I don't think that he was at the sand dunes. I think that this one spot in this interview with Kobach, I think this is the one thing that people are holding on to say, yeah, Jim was there. Jim was at the sand dunes. And I'm just not hearing it. Hey, Nancy, how have you been doing? I feel like you're my long lost love. I haven't talked to you in so long. I've been had a wicked headache the past few days. I've just been really laying low. I think ever since I had this COVID thing, it just keeps kind of coming back to kick my butt. I don't know. Joan, do you want to come up and chat, or not so much? I thought he was along with some of her other friends. Yeah, so my question is, along with this issue, there are a lot of other issues in this case that I've noticed, sometimes I think at times we're kind of making up stories and adding it to the actual narrative, the actual timeline as it was. So I'm just trying to figure these things out so we can sort of eliminate possibilities that we know didn't exist or didn't happen, and get down to the bottom of things. Autumn says I had a wicked headache yesterday. Yeah, there's a little bit maybe like the weather. I don't know what's going on, but so Joan, you're gonna come up, not coming up? I don't want to pressure you, my darling. Let's see. Oh, all right. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about was I don't know, Anaphylaxis is here, and she is one of AD's moderators. I wanted to brush up on this a little bit more before tonight's live stream than I did, because my son has a friend over and I've been entertaining them. But hi Debbie, how are you? Wait, let me see what Debbie has to say here. Let me make this bigger. Debbie says, didn't she say something about her friends going there, but she wasn't going to be with them? Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I remember that as well, but I cannot place where that was said. I mean, we only have so many, audio clips of NK, and it's mostly from these interviews, right? So if anybody has an idea of where we could locate that, I could pull it up and we could listen to it. And welcome. So I was watching AD's live stream from, I think it was last night, where he was pointing out to people that you could really see somebody, in that driveway footage, and that somebody could have been, one of our favorite people. Why was Jim not interviewed? This is a really good question. Why was Jim not interviewed if he interacted frequently with NK the days prior to the event? Right. And Jim was at NK's house when she was receiving word from Chris Watts that, his family was missing. And didn't she say that she was going to stay with him for, a couple days while things were cooling down? So it really is an absolute mystery as to how in the world was he not at the very least questioned by law enforcement. So, during live streams, as we're trying to figure things out together, it's come up a few times that it's important to notice what has been included in discovery and what that means. And it's also important to notice what has been excluded from discovery, what's been excluded from the information that law enforcement has provided us relative to this tragedy and how it happened, why it happened, and to whom we can attribute the happenings, right? Hi, let's see. Why do I think so? Joan asks, why do I think no Jim again? I don't necessarily say no Jim at the sand dunes. What I'm saying is, in everything that I've read and everything that I've listened to and all of the things that, we've heard and put together and synthesized, I haven't found any conclusive evidence or statement or indication that Jim was in fact at the sand dunes. The closest thing that I've found is the audio that I just played for you. And as I watch other channels and they maintain that, yeah, Jim was there, this is usually the audio clip or segment that they will play to prove that he was there. But what I'm saying is what we hear doesn't prove anything. We hear Kobach asking, we hear NK talking about what she and Chris Watts did the last 2 weekends in July. And then we hear her talking about, they stayed at the sand dunes. And in the context, in the middle of her telling that, Kobach says, hey, there's this guy that I see in your photos, and he doesn't look anything like Chris. He's a little heavy set. And she says, yeah, it's my friend Jim. But then he goes on to say, Kobach says, well, I don't see any pictures of the sand dunes, and I haven't found any pictures of Chris yet. So he could not have possibly seen a picture of Jim with them at the sand dunes if he did not find any pictures of the sand dunes whatsoever, right? Let's see. Tracy Wheeler says she took off for an hour or something, or someone that was in question while they were at the sand dunes. Yeah. And let's see. Anaphylaxis says, I lead towards him being there, but I don't know. Yeah. And Debbie says, doesn't Watts mention that he met Jim? Yeah, he had trouble with girls or something. He does. He does mention that he does mention Jim. I believe, as far as I can remember, just one time in all of his interviews that he interacted with him. And I wish I knew exactly where that was so I could go pull it up, but I don't know exactly where it is. And yeah, hi Muffy Dragon Slayer, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. I haven't seen you in a while. So yeah, Utter Nutter is getting what I'm putting down there. That yeah, there's no hard proof, so to speak. So I hear squealy boys. They're 13 years old, so they're squealy boys. So Tony says that I think Jim was a family friend. Yeah, her dad talks about Jim as being a family friend. Oh, hi Ontario at Orion. How are you doing? See what you have to say. How did CW even go to the sand dunes camping? What did he use as a cover to his wife? That has never made any sense. Or the Speedway thing. Well, that was both the Bandamere Speedway trip, and that was the weekend of the 21st. And then the weekend before that, the weekend of the 14th, was when they went to the Shelby Mustang Museum. And this weekend, when they went to the sand dunes, the weekend of July 28th, all of those little excursions were during the time when Shanann and the girls were visiting family, or whatever that trip was about, in North Carolina for 5 weeks. So, all he had to do was answer to Shanann as far as being at the other end of a phone rather than, her being in the same physical place. But, Shanann was, pretty crafty as far as, looking into things to figure out where he was. So, if I were him, I would have been pretty nervous leaving town. But the other night when Lana was on this channel, and thank you so much for being on the channel, Lana. It was a really great time talking with her. She has a lot of amazing insight into this case and into the discovery, the details of the discovery and what it means. She brought up the question. I think what she was asserting, and I hope that I'm not characterizing her opinion incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure she was saying, Shanann had to have known that there was a mistress. She believes, she said she believes that night when Shanann came home from Arizona, the night of August 13th, she thinks that there was some kind of a confrontation. Shanann asked, like, what's up with a mistress? She finally said something to Chris about this. But she believed that Shanann would have had to have known long before August 13th because she made a really good point. It's kind of an obvious point. I hadn't really thought about it like this before. All she has to do is go and look into their phone records. Chris had mentioned a couple times that he and Shanann had the kind of phone plan where, her contacts would end up being in his contact list on his phone and vice versa. I had this kind of phone plan with my son. I've since changed it because I didn't want that, where, anything he took a picture of, I would get in my pictures and vice versa. Or, if I put a contact into my phone, it would show up in his saved contacts. So Chris had mentioned that they had that kind of a phone plan. So you would think that they really had exceptional access to one another's information and who they were in contact with. But even if they didn't have that kind of a connection with their phones, I know that I've been on family plans with people in my family. And if I wanted to go see who they texted on, August 1st, of this past year, I could easily go find that information. Since Shanann did really control everything, all the finances, all of the administrative things in their household and in their life, I would imagine that she had access to just about everything. Don't you guys think? What do you say about this being a madhouse? Joan says, my house is a madhouse. My daughter's dog is barking and the cat's sorry. No problem. My house is a little crazy right now too. And I have a headache and I still have the sniffles. Winter. Debbie has a question here. Do local calls show up on your phone bill? Well, I can speak for myself. I have Verizon and we know, okay. So we know from, from the investigating that I did into the activity on Chris Watts' personal phone versus his work phone, particularly on the morning of August 13th, we know that his work phone the carrier is Verizon. And we know that his personal phone, his phone in Shanann's, the carrier is AT&T. I've always had Verizon because I used to do that site acquisition work for Verizon, and I used to get a good break with them, and I don't anymore, but I've just always stayed on their plan. I know that with Verizon, at least, when you get your bill, you will get a detailed breakdown of every single call that was made. And I don't think when you get your bill, you get a detailed breakdown of every single text message that was transmitted between your phone and another phone. But if you wanted to go into your account and take a look at it, you can definitely do that. Ontario Ad Orion says, it's strange to me how sneaky people can be if she did not know about a mistress and just stayed quiet. Something doesn't balance in that equation for me. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I think that's definitely what Lana was saying as well, that, you know, Shanann was a very controlling person. She just was. And she was in charge of everything in that household for sure. And what do we know about Chris Watts? He was a very passive person and he didn't like to be in charge of things. Shanann seemed to know everything that was going on in their lives together and, you know, in his life separate from their life together in their little household. So, how she did not know that there was a mistress is really, I think, a very curious question. When I've thought that through, just in my own mind, and please let me know if you have any other explanations, guys. What I think is, well, according to NK and Chris Watts, they didn't really start seeing one another until Shanann was off in North Carolina with the kids visiting her family. So, you know, Shanann left to go to North Carolina with the kids on June 26th. Flew to North Carolina with Frank Sr. looking over them. And, you know, in that 7-page letter that NK wrote to law enforcement, she notes that it was on June 27th that Chris Watts showed up at her doorstep with those 2 boxes of condoms. And we know all about that, right? Let's see. I'm going to catch some more of your comments here. And if anyone wants to come up, please let me know. Hi, Amy Ramirez. How are you? I'm sorry if anyone's here that I did not say hello to. I'm certainly happy you're here. I'm on a new computer this evening. Whoops. And it's a little different. Let's see. Hi, Skippy. How you doing? Let's see. Skippy says, could that be why they use the secret camera app? Would that show up? Yeah. And I think that is exactly why they use it, that secret calculator app. Another interesting thing that we notice in Discovery, well, okay, in Discovery, the first time Chris transferred any pictures into the secret calculator app, that moment is noted. And I believe it's on July 15th or 16th. So why I say that is interesting is that it's my theory. It has long been my theory, and I haven't found anything that has caused me to really doubt this theory, that it was the weekend of July 14th when things really started to go down with the Mistress and Chris Watts. And in my opinion, this, you know, terrible diabolical plan really started to take shape. So, you know, I have a video out about that. I outline, you know, the whole chain of events that makes me believe that is the case. It's something July 14th. I have a couple versions of it uploaded. You could easily find it if you wanted to watch it. I would play some of it now, but many of you have probably seen it and I don't want to bore you. But, you know, it is on July 14th when they went to the Shelby Mustang Museum. And that is, according to Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts, the second time Nicole Kessinger went to the Watts home. So it was on that trip to the Watts house that Nicole Kessinger was led upstairs by that really strong dog, Dieter, that pulled her up the stairs against her will, right? And she was doing whatever she was doing in the upstairs. And she says that she saw a picture of Shanann and one of the girls. So, you know, she came down and she was feeling a little uncomfortable. You know, she's apparently said to Chris, why, why would you want to be with me when you have all of this? and they got into this little kind of what I think of in my mind is like this teenage tiff where they got into a little argument. She stomped out to her car and sat in her truck for an hour, texted him, called him. She came back in, and then they had, a heart-to-heart moment. And it was on that day, on July 14th, when she said to Chris Watts that she wanted to give him his first son. It was also on that day when Shanann posted on Facebook a picture of an outfit that she had purchased for, she says, baby Watts. And we all know that NK was an advanced student of snooping on the internet, or as I call it, perving around. So certainly she saw that. Let me see what Muffy says here. Muffy the Dragon Slayer says, utter nutter, exactly. I feel bad because I absolutely love the crow. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about. That's okay. I'm trying to trying to see what you were talking about. All right. I'm gonna have to know. I don't want to talk about any other creators on here. Oh, where I oh. Yeah, being argumentative is, yeah, we're not argumentative here. We like to just talk things out, like get things done, right? So let's see. Tracy Wheeler says, Shanann might have, but at first she did not believe he had any game. Right. So, we remember Shanann in a text message to one of her friends, saying, oh, I'd almost think he was cheating on me, but Chris has got no game. And really he did. I mean, I don't think that he showed any evidence of having a game in this situation. In my opinion, NK really completely pursued him. Yeah, Chris did not chase after NK until his wife was out of town. And this timeline becomes really problematic for me because according to both NK and Chris Watts, they did not start dating. They didn't start seeing each other until Shanann was out of town. But if we look at that timeline, okay, well, that would mean that it was, in fact, June 27th that they were together for the first time. And then Kessinger's birthday was less than a week later, and less than a week after they were together for the first time, he was, writing her those super sappy, messages in her birthday card. And then it would be just 10 days after that, less than 3 weeks from the first time that they were together, would be the events of July 14th, when the end result was Kessinger saying to him, I want to give you your first son. Oh my God. You've been together for like 3 weeks and wow. That's like taking a ride on the crazy train for sure, in my opinion. Just taking a look down here in chat. Hi, Prider, on to see how you doing. Thank you very much. You're making me blush. Just tried to hide. So funny. Yeah, the Dieter led her up the stairs. That is a total joke, isn't it? Oh my gosh. NK abruptly. Oh, right. This is a good point too. I think I know what you're going to say. Just for the first few words here. So NK abruptly cut off her dad during the interview when he was about to ask a question to a previous encounter with Jim. So definitely something shady going on prior to August 13th. That wasn't what I thought you were going to say, but yeah, that happened too. Oh, I know. Miss your warm body and all that. Oh my goodness, it's just so crazy. So, um, I'm just going to share with you guys, for those of you who just joined, I'm just going to play that audio clip and the video that I played in the beginning. So really, I wanted to buy myself a few minutes to look up a couple things that I want to share with you guys. So you guys can all listen to that. So, and then we'll move on to something else. So what I want you to think about when you're listening to this is, does this audio clip, this interview of Nicole Kessinger by Kevin Kovac, does this indicate that Jim was, yes, in fact, at the sand dunes with Kessinger and Chris Watts? Why did this happen again? Let's see. New computer. Oh, there we go.
The weekend of the 21st, and this is how you'll know if my dates are lined up. I would base it off of this date and work your way backwards. But this weekend I went to Vandermeer Speedway with him, and I went and saw, I think it was called the Mopar Mile High Nationals. Mm-hmm. It might have been called Thunder on the Mountain. I don't know. It was the drag races though. And it was Saturday the 21st.
Okay.
And we were there like the majority of the day. I think we got there like early afternoon, and we were there till it ended pretty much.
Was that late in the evening?
Yeah, those things go pretty late. Like it gets dark.
Okay.
Yeah, and we hung out there probably for a while. I think we were there for a little while. We ate there. So that's where we got.
So you ate lunch there?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Tacos.
Okay.
This is a really good bar, by the way. Yeah, so we did that, and then we went to Vandermeer, and then I don't know what we did after Vandermeer. I think we just went to my house. I'm almost positive. Like, I don't think we did anything after that, because it was pretty late.
Okay.
And then on the weekend of July 28th through the 29th, we went to the sand dunes. We went to the Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Down in Alamosa?
Yes.
July 28th, 29th. Did you guys stay anywhere?
What did you say?
Where did you stay?
Oh, we camped.
Okay.
We camped. I don't remember the name of the campsite, but if you just let me go through probably like my old phone Navel, or like go through just the internet and try to look up campsites, I can probably come up with the name for you.
Let me ask you this. There was some attachments that when I was looking at some of your phone stuff today, although very limited, there's a man with a backpack. He's got a beard. He does not look like Chris to me in your photos. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, is he like a little heavier set?
Yeah, I'd say he's a little bit bigger.
Yes, that is my friend Jim. That is the one that I was with on Monday and Tuesday of last week.
Okay, so there is some photographs. You mentioned the museum, the car museum. I think I remember seeing a couple photos of cars, and it didn't strike me as anything then. So there may be a little bit more on your phone than what I think. But there is definitely no photos of Chris. And I don't remember seeing any pictures of the sand dunes. But so did you camp inside the national park there?
No, it was outside. I think we camped at Zapata Falls. I think that's the name of the campsite.
Yep, Zapata Falls.
Zapata Falls.
Mm-hmm. It's before you come to you turn off 160 and you're going towards the sand dunes, and then you turn off and kind of go up a 4-wheel drive road to Zapata Falls.
Yeah, that was like really gnarly one with all the switchbacks and rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
There. And so we camped there.
Was it like an established campground, or was it just dry camping?
No, it was an established campground. There's a campground up there. Like, you hang that left to go to the Zapata Falls Trail, and then you go right, and there's like a big campground road.
Okay. So that's where you guys were there.
Yep.
All right. Keep going.
And then we went to the sand dunes. Not the first day, so we got there fairly late on. How did we do? No, that's right. So I need to think about this. I really need to think about this. So Saturday, we got there, we set up camp, and then after we set up camp, we went to the national park.
So you went and hiked the sand dunes?
Yeah, we tried next summer. It was super windy. Oh my god, the sand hurt so bad. It started raining. And we stayed even though the weather was bad, because there was like nobody up there. And so we did that for most of the afternoon. And then we came back to the campsite.
Okay, so you hear, she confirms that yes, that was, my big burly buddy Jim. But she does say she doesn't. But then, Kobach goes on to say that he did not see any pictures from the sand dunes whatsoever. So, to me, that is the part of it that makes me question when people say, yes, Jim was at the sand dunes, and here is the proof. I just don't find that specific piece of audio to be proof, because, Kobach definitely does ask at a curious time, about, are there pictures of your friend Jim? But then, he does say he didn't see any pictures from the sand dunes. So that's that. So hi, DTC Prime, how you doing? Very nice to see you. I need a tan. Oh my God, I need a tan, like in the worst way. Oh goodness. Yeah, so DTC Prime, what did he just say? I don't remember seeing any pictures of the sand dunes. Yeah, he says that he did not see any pictures of the sand dunes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, DTC Prime, would you like to come up and chat? I always love having you come up on panel. You don't have to. I know it's a little later on a Saturday night. Pride or Honesty says, is Jim... Is Jim actually heavy set? I thought he was a skinny guy. That makes me wonder if it was someone else. Trample? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe there's no sand dunes. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Well, you're welcome to DTC Primetime if you would like to, and absolutely no pressure. He did mention the limited pics because he knew that she deleted them. Yeah, that's right. So he mentioned that, he could not see all of the pictures because she had deleted so many that they were still in the process of recovering pictures. But that still means that, he did not, to that point, see Jim at the sand dunes because he had not yet seen any pictures of the sand dunes. I got to sleep. I know there's a sleepover happened in my house too. I can't believe that it's been this quiet so far. Oh my goodness. So, let's play another interesting. I just have some NK interview bites for you. So, you know, the interview on August 16th, 2018 is always a little difficult for me to listen to because we do know at this point when this interview has taken place, Shanann's body had already been recovered and they were in the process of recovering the girls. So, absolutely awful, tragic time. I would imagine somebody who was not even involved would have a hard time dealing with this news. I know people that were just watching the news as it unfolded were, really struck by this news. Just seeing pictures of this beautiful family and knowing what happened to them was just such a really difficult thing to handle. So she makes it through an entire interview. It's at the hour and 35-minute mark when she, for the first time, shows any kind of emotion about what has happened. So let's listen to her finally expressing, some emotion over the events and what she has to say. Hope I'm going to hit the right spot here.
Oh, that wasn't fair to me either, because if I'd have known still talking about, oh, I'm going to move out, I'm going to sell the house, I think at that point I probably would have just been like, I don't think you're really like doing these things you say you're going to do. And I probably would have just like left, because at that point it's not fair. It wasn't fair to me in the first place. It wasn't fair to her in the first place. It wasn't fair to any of us in the first place. It wasn't fair to his family for him to have an affair. It wasn't fair to me to have him lie to me and make me think that everything is going to plan. And still to this day, I don't even know what's a lie and what's not. I don't even know if they were like filing for divorce. I don't know if they were putting the house up. I don't even know anymore what is real and what is not. But what I do know is it's just like, that wasn't fair to me either, because if I'd have known not even all the truth, but like obviously some of it, I wouldn't have even engaged in any of this in the first place. And it just, and that's the part for me, just like on my personal level, outside of everything that is happening, that is gonna affect me long term. It's like, I'm gonna wake up every day and know that like this mom and her unborn child and these two little girls are not around anymore, and it breaks my heart. It is, oh my God. And then I have to think about like the consequences of his actions and how they affect everybody else. Like all of these, her family's impacted. My name is about to be like slandered for probably a while. I don't know how long it's going to take to heal, but I would not be surprised if it's going to be hard to go out in public sometimes for a couple of years. And that really hurts me. I'm just like, this is a horrible, horrible thing. Like, how dare you, and people aren't going to understand that. They're going to say, oh, you're the woman that had an affair with this man who took out his whole family. And I take a step back and it's just like, I didn't know. Like, he's so disgusting. I'm so ashamed of him and everything. And I just, oh, those little girls. They're so little.
We talked a little bit earlier about getting some help for these things, and we can provide that.
Okay.
At really no cost. Through the
Well,
state.
we're working. We just want to make sure there's resolution. That's why we come to you guys to pound it down.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're talking again today. I really am. I don't want to put you through any more trauma than you've already been through. There is reasons for everything that we're doing today and what occurred. And I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry. These are not things that we like to do twice. It's the same thing with other types of victims from other crimes. We want to do it once and we want to be done. Unfortunately, we didn't know yesterday.
what we know today, and that's why we're here, because we need this video. And I am sorry, because I know it's hard to talk about it.
But it's so sad, and she's pregnant.
And you know, on our end, we
God,
didn't.
they're so cute. They're so little. Like, wow. Why? How? I don't even understand how you could like bring yourself to do that to somebody who's like that big.
Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, so there's all of that. So, you know, I always ask myself the question, you know, what does it mean that this woman is so emotionally removed from this terrible, awful, heart-wrenching tragedy that happened basically right before her eyes? And how is it that she could time and time again continue to just try to bring the topic, bring the conversation back to her, how it's affected her? She doesn't ever mention, oh my God, like, what about Shanann's family? What about the grandparents? What about this life, these lives that these little girls are never going to live? It's just such a curious scenario for me altogether. I don't know. So Tony, we were talking about this in a live stream the other night, Tony. So Tony asked, do you think that cry is real or fake? You know, I can tell you the other evening, there were definitely more votes for fake than for real. So if you think that's a real, genuine cry, give it a 1 in chat. And if you're like bogus, BS, fake, give us a 2. Oh, Kitty Witty, how are you doing? I think you said the same thing the other night. Fake, fake, fake. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Yeah, it seems overacted. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, I think it's fake. It seems very fake to me. I mean, you know, when you feel that real emotion that's going to make you like weep like that, I just can speak from my own personal experience. I wouldn't be able to recover that quickly. Oh my goodness. So now the last thing I wanted to just talk about with you guys, just want to come on, say hi, talk about some NK tonight. I started to bring this up a long time ago and we digressed. I saw AD's live stream, I think it was last night, where he was, you know, going over, you know, in greater detail than he has in a while, looking at the image of the person coming out of the, walking out of the garage in Nate's security camera footage and showing us how he sees an outline of a woman. Hi, Freebird. How are you doing? That, you know, wasn't named. I think I saw you in chat, DTC, and I think Kitty Witty. And I'm wondering what you guys thought of that. I wanted to watch that again before I came on tonight and put together some enhanced video of my own, but I didn't get a chance to do that because of our company tonight. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Yeah, acting and not a great performance. But I think I'll probably do that tomorrow night. I want to know what you guys thought of that. Were you able to see the outline or a figure of a woman or a person, or were you not able to see that? I'm gonna pop over here really quick and see if I can do something. Yeah, let's see. Actually would really like to take a look at this. I just need a couple minutes to get the video together though. Let's see. So Tony says, I thought that looked like NK with their hair pulled back in a ponytail. And let's see, Debbie says, that was the one only time she had a tear. Yeah, totally. That was the first time she showed any emotion. And that was an hour and 35 minutes into that interview when they had already found Shanann and they were recovering the girls. I mean, it was just crazy. I don't know. Well, you know what I'm going to do? So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to, so coming up this week, I'm still working on getting some material for some other cases together. I've just been moving so slowly with this post-COVID or whatever it is. I'm just not feeling 100%. So I am going to work on this footage of the person walking out of the garage that I wanted to have done before this live stream. It should take me about 10 minutes. So then we can look at it together if you're still here. While I'm doing that, I am going to play the audio of the phone interview, the first phone interview with Kevin Kobach. So if you want to listen to that together and chat it up, go for it. I'm going to just kind of stay on here and finalize what I was doing with this footage of the person walking out of the garage. And if everybody is sort of faded off, then we'll just go over it, I think I'm going to plan a live stream for tomorrow evening. Sound good? Hi, Salon Savvy. How are ya? Oh, let me go get that for you. Let's see.
To make them aware of that.
Here we go. All right.
Nicole Lee Kessinger at 720-656-9605. Nicole texted me last night and said that she recalled some further information after an interview with her on the 16th. So this phone call will be to update whatever information she wants to provide and address a couple other issues that were not addressed during the initial interview.
Hello.
Hi, Nikki. It's Kevin.
Hi.
How are you? Sorry for the delay. I got stuck in a meeting. Obviously, couldn't walk out. So I apologize for taking so long to get back to you.
Okay.
You at least got a couple hours of sleep last night?
Yeah.
You sound a little bit better than yesterday.
I feel a little bit better. Not much, but I feel like sitting down and just talking about all of that with everybody is like it's helping.
Good. Well, I think just keep that up. And again, if I can put you in touch with somebody from a victim advocate to whatever I can help you with, just call and ask.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to do that once we're done talking.
Okay, sure. I can get somebody in touch with you today. And you don't need to tell me about anything. We talked about that yesterday, but it might be something good for you to do, and I can make that happen today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you texted me about 2 a.m. and said that you remembered some other information. What did you remember?
Like just kind of odds and ends. And I'm sure there will be more as this goes on. I interacted with him so much that sometimes, like, I I just have to stop and think about how much information that I have gotten from him over the last few months and the last week or so. And, you know, like I said, I never know what's true and what's not anymore.
Sure.
So I figured I'll just give you guys everything I have. And hopefully I don't have to keep calling you back with more, but no promises.
No, that's okay. Please do. Like I told you yesterday, anything that comes to mind that you think is important, I'd like to know. Because you know him better than anybody probably over the last 6 to 8 weeks. So that's anything that he said to you or anything that stands out to you as you're reflecting on all this kind of mess here is important for me to know.
Understood. Couple things. So one, I went back and I tried to find whatever text you were talking about between my friend Charlotte and me with the eHarmony thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
If you, I mean, her and I text so much though. So if you find it and you show it to me, let me know. But it's just I was on that site, but it was never worth a damn for me. So it wasn't really something that I ever discussed with her. However, when I was going back through there, I did realize that I had offhandedly mentioned to her a little bit about Chris. I didn't tell her that I was how deep the rabbit hole went on that, I guess you could say, but it was kind of vague, and she was asking a lot of questions at that point, but it was just oh, you know what? I did say something to her.
You guys, I think I just looked at the messages, and there was some little bit of conversation regarding, he's got kids. There was some conversations about some sexual related stuff, and that was about it. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's it. But I did mention it to her, and honestly, we've talked since then, and I haven't even mentioned him, and that girl's so wrapped up in everything that's going on in her life. I don't even think she realizes what's going on in the news.
Okay.
I don't even think she's going to connect the dots. I would be surprised. I honestly am convinced that if I don't say a word about it, I bet you she won't even bring him up.
Okay.
And even if she did, if I was just he's not around anymore in my life, I don't even think, I'm not concerned about her.
Okay. And the only concern I had there is there seemed like there was some conversation about a boyfriend, and it doesn't seem so you were actually talking to her about Chris, not a boyfriend.
Yeah, I went back through those texts. I'm what is he talking about? I don't see anything about eHarmony. And if it's in there, maybe it is, and I just missed it. But
Okay.
it's no, I don't know. I don't know.
It's not all that important. It's not all that important, so we can move past that. What else?
On Monday night, so a couple things. I told you he had texted me, and then at the end of the night, he had called, or I had called. I think he called me, but either way, we were on the phone with each other. And at some point when we were on the phone, he was like, do you want to FaceTime? And I remember I was laying in bed, and I was just you know what? Okay, let me turn on the light. And I remember I turned on the light, and we FaceTimed. And when we FaceTimed, he didn't really say much. It was almost kind of awkward. I don't even know why I didn't think of this earlier, but it was very short too. It was super brief. And I remember
what's short?
What?
What is short? A couple of minutes or 30 minutes?
Oh no, I bet it was only probably less than 5 minutes. I think it was only a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And I think we were talking a little bit, but he was laying down on a mattress that didn't have any sheets on it. And I was okay. So I was thinking well, maybe he's in bed. I don't know what's up. But I remember asking him where's your sheets, And he's like, oh, I washed them. And then this is the part I don't remember if this sentence right here came in the FaceTime conversation or if it came in a phone conversation prior to the FaceTime conversation. But regardless, this next sentence came on Monday night, and I'm so sorry that I cannot always remember chronological every little detail.
That's okay. It's understandable.
There's so much. But I remember he was saying that he was cleaning the house to try to keep busy, to take his mind off of things. And this was on the phone. And didn't, and it was kind of late when he was doing it. And, like, I didn't honestly think that much about it originally because that man is always cleaning. Like, he's a very, very, like, organized, meticulous, clean individual. Like, he's the type of guy that will, like, vacuum his whole house one week, and if there's rooms that don't get used, he'd vacuum again the next week just because it's, like, part of his routine.
Okay.
So the fact that he's, like, cleaning to kill time and he take his mind off things did not seem like a super red flag to me. Because I was like, okay, well, that's what he does. He just, like, on his days off, like, he organizes his basement or he, like, cleans his garage. It's what he does.
Okay.
And, so anyways, so that didn't seem at all, like, the norm for me. But something that just kind of, like, dawned on me last night is he made the comment directly after that. He said, I had to wash the kids' sheets. He was like, they smell. And I was like, thinking about that last night, and I'm like, this man keeps that house so clean. That's like the cleanest house I've ever seen. And I'm like, this man keeps that house so clean. Why would his kids' sheets smell bad?
And this, you think this was Monday night? What time do you think it was Monday night?
Oh God, I don't even know. I almost wish you guys would show me my phone.
So I'm gonna read off your phone calls for Monday and Tuesday, starting.
No, it's on Monday.
Okay,
just
so
tell me on Monday night.
Monday night, you guys had. We talked about a phone call yesterday, but you guys had a phone call Monday night. It looks like he called you. It was 48 minutes and 57 seconds. It was at 9:48 p.m. that he called you. So that would take us to about 10:35. And then there's another call on Monday. It's for 51 minutes and 25 seconds. It looks like, I'm not sure looking at this who called who, but it looks like you called him. And that was at 11:09 p.m. That lasted 51 minutes. So that takes us to midnight. And then there's another phone call where he calls you. So we're now into midnight, Tuesday morning. It's a 30-minute phone call that lasts until 12:38 a.m. And then after 12:38 a.m., there's a 2-minute and 44-second phone call that that starts at 1:12 a.m. It's 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So
yeah, so I would almost, this is just me, but I would go get my text messages with him from that night, and I would sync them up to that time frame because there was texting in between that. So I think what happened is he called me on that first call, and then there's that gap between the first call and the second call. In that gap, that was when we FaceTimed for a few minutes, and that was when I got up out of bed because I was just having trouble sleeping, and I was like, I went and did laundry. That's what I did. I went I just put some clothes in the dryer, and then I think I called him back, and then we continued to talk. So that little gap right there between those two big phone calls at the very beginning of the night, I mean, not the very beginning of the night, but the big ones of the first two. So in between that gap, there's a quick FaceTime.
So do you think that 2 minute and 44 second is the FaceTime?
The one at the very end?
Yeah. Well, so there's
I don't even think the FaceTime's on there.
Okay,
because the FaceTime occurred in between those two big phone calls. That
okay. Okay.
Because it was one big phone call, and then there should have been there's a FaceTime, and in the FaceTime short, it's only a few minutes, and then there's probably just a few more minutes. There's probably.
So there's a few more calls on Tuesday. So 1:12 is the 2 minute and 44 second call. That lasts till approximately 1:14, and then there's a long gap until 1:50. So another 45 or 35 minutes, and then there's a 7-minute phone call. That phone call lasts till 1:58 a.m. And then there's a 10-second phone call at 2:07 a.m. followed by. I think he calls you and maybe leaves a voicemail or something, or you don't pick up. So there's a 10-second call, and then directly after that, there's a 10-minute and 24-second phone call.
Okay, so I'm talking about the two at the very beginning of
Okay, the two long
really
ones?
long ones.
And is
Yeah.
that when he's talking about the kids'
Yes,
sheets?
with the sheet. Okay, so yes. I will help you line this up. Like, I almost want to just come in there and like drop and drag all of my texts to where they were going.
And you know what? We may meet and do that here coming early next week.
Yeah, well, all those phone calls at the very end of the night, that was me freaking out. Like, if you look at my text, a lot of that was like, I can't sleep, I'm really scared, where's your family? That was like me freaking out and him calling to like try to reassure me, or me calling him like, please talk to me, I'm super scared, where's your family? Like, those little ones at the very end of the night are me not being able to sleep and trying to get him to like talk to me about like, and just I guess making sure everything was okay. So that those like real late ones, and that's why they're all kind of like sporadic. Cause I'd be up for like an hour, and then I'd fall asleep for like 15 minutes, and then I would like wake up and start stressing again and try to call him back. Like, so that's why there are all these like little sporadic ones throughout the end of the night. But those two big ones.
So yesterday we talked about Tuesday was mainly text messages regarding your confrontation about his wife being pregnant.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
It is, and I mean, I guess those phone calls were on Tuesday morning, but for me, it was still Monday night. So I was talking to you guys last night. That's how I refer to it, because I hadn't like gone to bed yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, that makes sense to me. Okay, so
so I guess those technically were on Tuesday, but according to my daily sleep schedule, that was still my Monday night.
Right. So the last phone call with him on Monday, well, it basically starts into Tuesday. It takes you all the way to Tuesday. It actually ends like basically at midnight on Monday, August 31st. So his wife gets home sometime at about 2 o'clock on that morning. So
no, she got home on Sunday.
Pardon me, Sunday. She got home on Sunday. So did you ever talk to him late on Sunday night?
No, we were on the phone, but I mean, I had to let him go and get up and go to work.
That was the 9 to 11 call that it was like a 2-hour phone call we talked about yesterday on Sunday night from 9 p.m. to 11.
And that would have been the last time that I talked to him until the work day on Monday.
And that's when he texted you at like 3:45.
No, we talked during work. Remember I told you he like randomly texted me throughout the day at work, but it was just like bullshit conversation. Okay. It wasn't like anything.
No substance. Okay. So the most important thing that you've said here is this Monday night phone call. He doesn't have any sheets on the bed, and he said his children's sheets were smelly.
They smell.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's get back to that, because I feel like you and me are kind of getting off track. Yep. So go to that first long phone call on Monday night was, I think, when he told me that. I don't think he told me that in the FaceTime text. I mean, in the FaceTime conversation. I think he told me that in the first conversation, where he was like, their sheets smell. And I remember thinking to myself, like, why? Like, you keep such a clean house. Like, why would your kids' sheets stink? And like, it just didn't really click. And then
did you confront him? Why
what's up?
Did you confront him why the sheets smelled, or did you inquire why?
No, I didn't even ask.
Do you know his children were quite young, and I think one of them was still in diapers. Would have that been a potential reason, that one of them had an accident, or did it seem like that's not what he was talking about?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't elaborate.
Okay.
He was just like, I mean, like I said, he always cleans the house, but even if his kids were to be in diapers and like have accidents, like, I just feel like the man keeps his house so clean, and she does too. They both must have to like coexist in a house that clean. But like, I just don't see anything in the house like smelling.
Okay. All right.
So that was why I brought that up, because I was like, whoa. Okay.
Very important. Thanks for remembering that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really trying to help you guys. I need you guys to help me too. Like,
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
do this as a team, but just don't
So
fucking let me down,
the
please.
reason why we can't, like, I did think about this yesterday, that I would like to sit down with you once we have your text messages and the phone calls, and we can put them in some type of easily looking, that we can sit down and look at them and compare them, and we can kind of get the context of how everything was going that night. I would like to do that with you. Unfortunately, so the download that we got yesterday is going to take multiple days to be analyzed. I probably won't have it back till next week. And then because you guys did have so many text messages, one of my analysts is working on getting those in order, so we can put something together where we can actually sit down and discuss it. But I do think that's something that I want to do in the near future, sometime probably next week.
I mean, I can do that. I don't mind giving you guys my time. I just need you guys to, like, help me with my employer and try to just help me brace for this media thing and just try.
So I think your personal mental health is the number one issue. So let me help you with that and get a victim advocate to call you. And you can address questions of employment with them. I think they're better suited to answer those questions than I am. So I would ask you to direct questions to them. If they can't answer them, I'll try to help you as best as I can. I think you have a personal decision to make on what you want to do with your employer. I think you're kind of backed into a corner, and you are going to, it's a tough decision. Do you want to inform them of what was going on? But I will tell you that I think that when they started looking at information for us, and I clarified this morning because I didn't do some of the work on this, but there was either text messages or emails between you and Chris that were on company related phones or on company related computers that they were privileged to look at, so they already know about you. Okay, so
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep my job. I hope that they don't fire me for that. I mean, technically, I'm not an APT employee, and he is, and it was his phone and not mine. So,
I don't think that's fire. Like, I don't know labor law. I'll just put it that way. I think that, whatever. I mean, people have relationships at work, and you guys were smart enough to stop the stuff. However, you guys did it. Is it an unusual circumstance that two people who got together at their place of employment, this terrible tragedy happened? Yes. Do I think that they are going to do anything to you? I don't think so. I mean, if you read the paper today, you saw they already fired Chris. I mean,
they should, but I'm hoping they're not going to fire me.
Well, and I think you need to head that up. I think if it was me, and this is just this is not a professional opinion, it's a personal opinion, because I'm trying to help you as much as I can. I would reach out to your employer and just say, I want to come and talk to you, but maybe talk to your EAP people first, and let me get you in touch with a victim advocate. Because again, I think your mental health is more important right now than even your employment. I want you to make sure that you're comfortable and safe in everything that's happening, and then make some, professional decisions and in regards to your employment. Okay.
Okay.
So let me do that.
And go ahead.
No, I have a couple more questions that don't relate to anything that we just talked about. Is there anything else that you remembered last night that you want to address?
Yeah, a few. So I'm not done yet.
Okay.
And then we can talk about that whole thing too, because I was actually going to see if I could email them today. I was going to email my upper boss, and I was actually going to call her and see and just ask her if she can she's Anadarko rep, see if she can have a schedule sit down with my employer Tasman and schedule sit down with the AP, and I want to get in a room with them all at the same time and just give them kind of a brief synopsis of what's going on and just ask them for help and see what they have to say. But I was going to
tell you what I was going to
say to them and just ask your opinion on it, because I don't want to give them too much.
You do not need to tell them anything about the investigation or anything about what we discussed. From my standpoint, the investigative pieces that we've talked about, and specifically things that relate directly to why something may have happened or time frames or things like that, They don't need to know that. I think.
Oh, I wasn't going to tell them that. I was just going to let them know that I was.
You were in a relationship with
this
them.
case, and that I'm like a witness to this case, and that right now it's pretty quiet. But in a few weeks, given how everything goes, it might become kind of a media frenzy. And I was just going to tell them, like, I didn't commit any crimes, and I'm not in trouble, but I'm working with the prosecutor to try to help to bring some closure to this horrible thing, and then just tell them, like, I don't think the media is going to portray a very nice picture of me, and it's just an unfortunate circumstance. And
I think that your projection of whatever's going to happen with the media can be reserved until that time. I know that's like your biggest fear in this, but right now I wouldn't address anything that hasn't happened. I think I would simply tell them, look, I am involved in this case. I'm a witness, and I, whether or not, I think they already know it, and I'm sure Anadarko is going to talk with whoever your employer is to make them aware of that. And then, hey, I had a relationship with this guy, and that's all they need to know. They don't need to know anything else. And then, you have to protect your employment and your personal well-being. So think of the best way to do that, and just minimal information. You don't have to tell them very much, but I do think you're on the right track of getting ahead of it. But again, I'm not an attorney, especially a labor attorney. So you have to make decisions for yourself on that. But some of the people here in the victim advocate realm may be able to give you some better advice than I.
I was hoping to do that today.
Sure. I will make a phone call today and
get the ball rolling on this.
Yep.
Because I would like to either go to work on Monday or figure out what is going on with a fresh week and try to put my life together, because I think it will help.
Yeah, I think getting back to work and not sitting there and dwelling on this at every moment is going to be very beneficial to you. So I will reach out to those people who handled that today. If I had a name, I'd give it to you. I don't, but I'll see who's available. Okay. So what other?
I want to reach out to them today.
Okay. As soon as we're done here, I'll make that my next priority.
Thank you.
What other things is there that you thought of last night?
So I don't know when this phone conversation happened. I think that this was Monday at some point as well. I think it might have even been the same phone conversation as him washing the sheets and everything. I think it might have been the same conversation. He informed me that her friend Nikki's son was at the house when the cops came, and that he was running all over the house and up and down in all the rooms. And at this point, I was like, was anything missing? Because I was thinking on Monday that this girl had just left for the night. So I was like, well, maybe if she's staying with Nikki or somebody, maybe she forgot some stuff. So maybe they're sending, they're sending him in, like, hey, go get a toothbrush or go get this or go get that. I didn't know. And so he's like, yeah, this little kid was running all over my house and in all the different rooms in the house. And I was like, well, is anything missing? And he was like, well, I think there's some blankets missing from my kids' rooms, but I don't think he took them. I think she did.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that horrendous interview. Man, it really is almost like, he's working for her. She is like, I'm the boss. This is what's up. Kovac, listen up. I thought we were a team. You better not fucking let me down. It's just such a strange dynamic. With whatever it is that exists in this relationship that we do not know about, it's definitely something strange. I just happened to cast my eyes on DTC Primetime saying, well, he did see her pretty naked. I can't even imagine what that man has seen. And I did notice that Debbie McLean had said, at some point, there was a picture of, in the last video, she says, Cece is eating a bowl of Fruit Loops. NK said, to that message that he sent, they said it was about Lucky Charms. I always thought that maybe it could be something like that. I personally, a lot has been said about NK's response, saying, oh, it's about Lucky Charms. I just found that to be plausible. That didn't really cause me to raise an eyebrow as much as it did other people. So I'm not sure, maybe. Hi, Mama Jane D. How are ya? Hi, Sue Ellen. How you doing? And I think there was a couple other people I want to say hello to. So let's see. Someone needs to slap the taste out of her lion mouth. That's such a Mama Jane thing to say. I love it. Oh my goodness. Hi, Joan. How are ya? Yes, Jim was taking a pic, and yes, the skank was there at 8:13. Yeah, so there's, okay, so all right, so she makes a good point. Joan makes a good point. Some people say that Jim was the person that was taking the pictures of NK and Chris Watts because someone had to be taking a picture. Well, some of them appeared to me, they were like those kind of selfies, where you kind of lean back and someone, holds their arm up and takes a picture. Some of them, it was clearly not that, but it's like you could grab anybody who's there, even though they said there weren't a lot of people there, to take a photo. I don't know. So, so what I did real quick here was and I don't know how this is even going to turn out. I'm going to do a better job of reworking this driveway footage from the vantage point of Nate's security camera. I'd already done it a few times. A couple of you have seen some of the reworks I did and mentioned they thought they were pretty good. I'm going to put them all together. Maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow or Monday. I'm not sure. I have to see what the kids' friend situation is like. But I just have a few minutes here of looking at that footage, zooming in, slowing it down, looking at it with different filters. So let's just take a look at it, see if we see anything interesting. And hey, we might not. I'm not promising you the world here. Nobody else has provided that yet. I'm not sure if I can give it to you, although I'd love to. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm on my new Mac again. I keep telling you guys this. I have to see what's going on here. Don't do the whole screen. How did I get that to pop up? Oh, here we go. I think that's how I did it. Don't mind me talking to myself, guys. Please don't mind me. There we go. Yes, this. Yes. Oi, oi, oi. There we go. Okay. So I'm sure nobody recognizes this, right? So, all right. So what I basically did was I copied and pasted this security camera footage from the original a few times, maybe 6 times over. So the first time here, I'm gonna play it through. It's just a few seconds of the footage as it is in real time from the vantage point of Nate's camera. Here we go. So we see what I see there is it looks like the shadow is like kind of, darkening right in front of the garage, like somebody's going to walk out. Well, there's that person. Okay, fine. So then, all right, now I zoomed in, obviously. I think this is at 50% speed. Okay, so there's that. So what I always wonder, guys, is I'm going to go back here a little bit. All right, so as we start playing this next at 50% speed, like up in like the tree area and the area of the branches, you just see some kind of movement. And I guess that's a light from the truck or another car. I don't know. What is that? Okay, so this is just didn't okay, so this is 50% speed again. And I'm not sure what I did. I think I sharpened the edges here. I'm going back a couple seconds, see. All right. Gosh, I really just always, every time I've looked at this, I just do not feel like it's Chris Watts' frame or his walk. Okay, so now I've just put some, focus in for us at 50% speed. Mm, I don't know. I'm just going to keep letting this play. So next I zoomed in even more. This is going to be a 50% speed once again. And then this is with a night vision filter. Oh, I don't think that I used the one that I have in the past found to be like the most beneficial one. Might not even be. Hmm. Yeah, I need to slow that down even more. I don't know. So my question would be, guys, let's see if I can get out of here. Okay. So my question always is in regards to this video, and I've heard various people, state what they think it is, or some people they're like, oh, obviously it's this. What is? Let's see. So DTC Primetime says, I see a slick back hair and ponytail. That's what I feel like I see too. But is that just because that's what I've been told I should see? I don't know. Mama Jane D says that person's got too much bouquet to be CW. Ah. Debbie says, what I find strange about this video is how slow he walks to the truck when the rest of the time he's moving fast. That's a really good observation. I don't think, Debbie, I would have been able to like put that into words. Hi, Mom says. I don't think I would have like articulated the way you did, but I agree with that. I do agree with that for sure. Mom says that sooner or later CW is going to tell all. I freaking hope so. Let's see. I thought DTC Primetime about, the sand dunes. I thought that what was said about this, and we're gonna have to find this. If anybody knows where we can find this audio, please let me know, and so I can present it to everyone. I'll be happy to give you credit. I thought, she had just said that she had gone there before with friends, but this time it was just, I only heard her speak about this trip as being with her and Chris Watts. Stiff upper body, utter nutter says. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so look above that branch at 9 o'clock. Let's see, 9 o'clock. Right. Okay. And Anaphylaxis says, Kelly, have you seen the reflection of the person and child in the side of CW's truck? I haven't. Is that what AD was going over last night, Anaphylaxis? Yeah, I would love to see that. Let's see. Here, I'm going to have you guys look at this one more time. I'm just going to play it through. What? Oh my God. All these freaking hate sites. I don't like that. I like Armchair. Whatever.
Well,
Freaking. Oh wait, hold it. I'm looking at his thing from last night. Anaphylaxis. I've been doing family time, and I haven't been as much up with my AD as I like to be, because y'all know I'm a fan of AD. Oh yeah, he gets really in good there. Let's see. Whoops. No, that's not what I want to see. What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to watch. This is way too complicated. I have to really go through and watch his live stream from last night. So whoops, what happened? Oh, there we go. see. Okay. So yeah, I think there's so much. It's the way this person's walking. There's so much about it. So yeah. Well, you know what, my friends? Oops. Yeah. Hi, Wendy Swain. How are ya? Nice to see you. Yeah, I absolutely see the shadow coming out and the person crouching down to pick up the child. I see that 100%. So, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to schedule another live stream for tomorrow evening, and I want to take a good look at what AD had been up to the past few days, because like I said, I saw a little bit of it. I didn't get a chance to rewatch it tonight. So anaphylaxis says, and anaphylaxis is one of AD's moderators. So she says a clear shot of the person and the child weren't shown last night. Oh, it was a while back. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Can you freeze the person? Can you freeze the person coming out? I'm gonna try to. Here, I'll try to do that. Now, the reason I hesitate to zoom in too much, guys, and the reason is I find that you lose some fidelity if you zoom in too much. I also think that the area around the figure itself can be important. It gives context. There we go. Got that word out. Let's see here. All right. No, and I do apologize. I am on a new computer tonight, so I don't have my normal I literally got this computer up and going earlier today. I don't have all my programs that I like to use, my video editors up and running. So what I can do right now is limited. But see, that's, I don't know. I feel like right there. Oh gosh, I wish I could zoom in more right there. Shit. I don't think I can do anything from right here. Maybe I can. Mm, zoom. Oh. Oh, wait, I wanted to zoom. Wait a minute. That's not a zoom. Yeah, see, like right there, like I really see. Okay, so I'm going to bring it forward just a little bit. Whoops. And then walk it back. We're walking backwards here. I really hear. Oh, I just got an email from someone special. What you got to say, girl? Oh, what is this? Is this from last night? So I just got that email person in chat. I don't know if you want me to show it or. So walking backwards, I really feel like I see that like hairline there. Yeah, let's go forward to the next one. Walking backwards again. I don't know, man. What are you guys doing? Let's go to the next one. Oh, and then this is the night vision one. I don't think it was the right setting though. No. Walking it back. Walking it back. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Every time I look at it, I feel like it does not look like Chris Watts walking. Ugh, it drives me freaking crazy. Debbie McLean says he does tend to lift his knee up higher, especially in the black boots. Yeah. You still see CW's head, Kitty Witty? Oh my goodness. Hi Agnes, how are ya? Women's clothes and all. Oh no. You had fun with the video too? Let's see. I'm going to say this right now. The gate expert I'm sorry, AD. I love AD. I really do. The gate expert that he had on, I found to be, I didn't personally like agree with. I did actually have somebody that I know who he's a podiatrist and he does a lot of work with gates. When I used to have my yoga studio in Philadelphia, it was part of this healing art center. He was one of the practitioners that was in the healing art center. Anyhow, all my friends think I'm so silly for being into this YouTube stuff, but I had him take a listen to what that gate expert said. And, you know, he just kind of scoffed at it, but maybe 80s expert was totally spot on. It was just my opinion on it. I would like for my friend who is the podiatrist and is really he's a gait expert. He works with a bunch of athletes and all kinds of people, to give his opinion on it. I don't know if he would do that or not for me, but I guess, hey, I could shoot him an email. Worst he can say is no and laugh at me. Yeah, Anaphylaxis says, I find it very hard to believe that there were no other houses around 2825 that have surveillance cameras showing the front and street area. That's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Wendy says maybe he had plain white socks on, then stuck his boots on after he made him walk. Maybe. You think the gate expert turned on AD? I didn't. I love AD. That gate expert I thought was full of peanuts. I didn't really. I don't know. DTZ Primetime, did you want me to show your video? I'm gonna look at it right now. Sorry for the sniffling right into the mic. I can't help it. I'm so congested. Let's see. You doing okay, Cole? You okay? I'm just asking. Okay. Jackson, okay? Thank you, not now. It's asking me if I want to do all these like security checkups because I haven't logged in from this computer yet. All right, let's see what she said here. Oh, so what am I looking at? Open with anything. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to open your attachment, DTC. Okay. I guess. Let's see what you got. So what's going on here? I have to take a look at it. Let's see. StreamYard. I don't know. So, okay. So I think I'm going to call it a wrap for this evening. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I'm going to set up a live stream for tomorrow evening. Probably a little earlier than 9 o'clock. And I'm going to see if, by the grace of God, I can get my gate expert. I know that he won't come on. All of my friends who are like professionals and trained experts in certain areas, whether it be legal or gate or I don't know, none of them are willing to come on my channel and talk. But that doesn't mean that they won't, discuss it with me. And of course, I would always be upfront with them that ask them if I can share it on YouTube, not saying specifically who they are. So I'll see if I can get some kind of analysis from him. That would be super cool. What's tomorrow? Sunday. So if not tomorrow, hopefully sometime this week, but maybe tomorrow. I'm going to email him as soon as we get off here. So, I'm Eastern, what are we now? Standard Time. I'm in New York. Yeah. So tomorrow night, I think, let's see, tomorrow probably around 7 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to set it up for 7 o'clock tomorrow, a little bit earlier. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, moderators. You're awesome. Thank you for being here on such short notice. I just decided that I was going to do this live stream just a couple hours ago. So I really appreciate it. And all right, so tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, let's get back together, see if we can figure anything more out. And until then, guys, be warm, be safe. Thank you guys so much. And thanks for your support. I'll see you soon.